Ho buddies from Online Games, I'm Gareth, and today we're playing Beyond Our Rule Ripper, and last time on Beyond Our Rule Ripper we're looking for a mysterious barman that disappeared. Jin's barman. We've thought maybe it might be in the bathroom, the men's bathroom, where Jin's body and the other bodies are, I think, right? I don't know if that's right. Let's find out if it's right. No, nothing. Well, actually, something did pop into my head, but I don't even want to say it. Huh? Say it. Do it. What if it's back at the crime scene? In the bathroom? But we already checked. Of course. If we assume the one responsible, poker or not, took it. I doubt they still have it on them. They had to get rid of it, but it's weird how nobody found it after all these hours. And that's the only place that nobody's been. Especially when we've been looking around for clues hidden all over the bar. Which means it's possible it was hidden so nobody could find it. And the best place to hide it after the investigation was done. No. No. It's a bad idea. We're making too many assumptions. Believe me, I'm not eager to walk into the makeshift morgue either. But this was your idea from start to finish. You take full responsibility. True, we're assuming a few things, but we don't have anything better to work with. The conclusion is solid. If anyone wants to hide anything, that would be the perfect place. As far as we know, nobody's been there except leave bodies since Lime's death. Last time it was searched through was when we checked the barman was missing. Normally nobody would consider looking there again. Right. Normally. Seems like we're so desperate to look for anything that can help us that we're considering going there. I wish I could argue against that. She's right. I brought up the subject and proposed this. Am I ready to do it though? Of course not, but is there any other option? If we actually got this right, that barman should contain a secret big enough that someone went to such lengths to hide it for this long. To survive, and to win, we can't brush off that possibility. I can go in alone. I don't want to force you to see that. Plus one person should be enough. Meanwhile, you can look somewhere else in case I don't find anything. Wait. I'm going too. It'll be much worse alone. But we're allies. Leaving the dirty work to you wouldn't be fair. If there was something he was certain of at that moment, it was that he wouldn't be able to change her mind. You win. Let's go. Doesn't feel like a victory. Let's hope it is, though. The dreaded moment arrived quickly. They weren't there to lay a body this time, but to examine the first one once again. 5 hours had passed since her death, and since he last had to face her. He didn't know much about corpses, so he didn't know what to expect. Would the body be in a similar state? Would she still look like herself? Yet that wasn't his biggest fear. He'd at least confronted Jin's body once before, but not the others. He hadn't even been present when they'd been delivered to their makeshift graves. He had to keep reminding himself that he wasn't there to meet them. His only objective was examining Jin's body. Only if the barman still wasn't there would he have to consider checking the others. And still, he wasn't sure if he should face away from them. Was it right to turn his back to them again? Could he look away from vodka again? Bill. Bill, stay with me. Sorry, I know, it's fine, but I don't know, maybe talk to me. That might help. Yeah, maybe. And you? Are you okay? Of course not. I haven't been inside since we found her. I've been avoiding this moment since then, but it's time to change that. He had to wonder. How were Poker and Cocktail able to bring the bodies there every time? Despite Poker being the killer, he couldn't help but be slightly thankful to him for having spared him of that job. He'd never admit that to his face, of course. Okay. Here goes. With Coffee grabbing him by the shirt, Billiard closed his eyes and proceeded to open the morgue's door. They had made sure to keep the door as tightly locked as possible, so the macabre odour from the other side wouldn't come out. But it remained broken from when they forcefully broke in. A small tap was all it took. The door opened with a low rumble, like the mouth of a hungry beast. Welcome. The council is now in session. Huh? Is the jury ready to begin? Of course. Born ready. Let's get this done. What's happening? Is the accused ready to begin? Let's begin. What is happening? Let's. Jury, present your opening statements. I can't remember what her voice was like.
Bill, you know damn well why you're here, right? Don't get me wrong, I don't mind the visit, but you're not here for us, right?
Why are you giving us the cold shoulder? What did we do wrong? No, it's not. I just want to find the truth.
The truth? Are you trying to replace darts? You already know the truth. Poker was our butcher. Well, speak for yourself, miss.
Please, Bill, don't lie to us. We all know that's not the reason. What more do you need to know? Isn't knowing the culprit enough?
The reason's clear as day. The lad's desperate to achieve victory. That's all it is. Desperate enough to desecrate our graves, even. Mind you, I don't care about that. The grave of an old fool has no value at all. But have some respect for these two gals.
No, There's still an important issue to solve. I'm not like darts. Oh, I've got to click on these. Uh-oh. There's an important issue to solve seems... That seems relevant. That seems the one... I'm not doing this to win. I mean, this one, right? I'm assuming. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the top one. There's still an important issue to solve. There's still one important issue left. A barman can't go missing for no reason.
You actually think that finding my barman will change anything? You're wasting your time. Stop getting distracted by detective fairy tales and get this over with. The only mystery you need to figure out is your future. What will you do with Poker? Will you fight or will you hand him the win?
Billy never gives up. Whatever happens, his optimism will keep him going.
That's not optimism, miss. It's called being desperate. Running away from the truth. That's what he did when he put aside his goal to focus on finding the killer, and it's what he's doing now.
No, No, who am I trying to fool? You're right. Bill.
So that's it? You've got nothing to defend yourself?
I still believe in him. Even if I become his only defender. Even if he doesn't try to doing it himself, I'll defend him.
As a member of this jury, shouldn't you be more neutral?
Hey, come on, Billy. There gotta be something. Some reason to look for Ginny's barman. Some reason to have hope. Hope. Yeah, I'm here because I felt there was something, but...
Well, you need to prove that it's not just a desperate act. Indeed, this is a trial after all. We need evidence.
Evidence that her barman can save us.
Or even just a clue that points at it. A theory. Anything, boy.
Her barman hides a secret. Her barman is special. Her barman has important info. These are kind of the same, right? Her barman is special. Her barman hides a secret. These are all similar. I guess this is the one that... Is this what we think ultimately? Like, it's special because it hides a secret. It has important info, which is secret. Maybe? I don't know. Her barman is hiding something. A secret.
It isn't. No clue what you're on about. But there's nothing magical about it, trust me.
If that's what Guinevere says, I'll trust her. Then why did it get taken away from the crime scene? There has to be a reason.
As much as I'd like to know, I've got no clue, do you? Why would anyone bother stealing it, and how's knowing that going to save you? On that note, why are you so sure that you'll find it here, right where it was stolen? If it's such a big deal, why would the thief put it back?
That's way too many questions. I won't know if I can find it until I try. But carrying around 2 barman is pretty dangerous. Whatever the reason to take it was, it might not be needed anymore.
Then the mysterious secret you say it has no longer has any value to the culprit.
Maybe not.
Is that the best you have? Come on, be straight with us, son. You actually know anything?
Oh, well, I don't know whether I do know anything, do I? I don't know anything, so do I be honest? This might mean I have to reset. I don't. I've no idea why anyone would take the barman. Even if I find it, and there's a secret, it might not be of any use.
Oh, so you're finally admitting that you're just wildly guessing.
Of course I'm guessing. What else can I do? I'm desperate, that's obvious, but I can't give up now. I can't let Coffee down. Like I did for you. Billy. Please. Give me a chance to redeem myself. I know I've failed to keep my promise. I couldn't save everyone. I couldn't save everyone. And I can't save all the ones left. But I'll save Coffee. She might seem like a cold person, but she isn't. I know we aren't friends, but that doesn't matter. Her passion to get back to her life is way stronger than mine. Maybe even everyone else's. I guess that's the power of love. Never experienced it myself, but I can understand it looking at the fire in her eyes. It makes me wonder if my lifeless life is something worth fighting for. Who knows? I might end up taking my life to save someone else's. Whatever happens, I'll make sure she survives. That's my promise. Though these are just words. They won't matter if I fail. I have no proof that the barman will bring a miracle. I don't even know if it's here. All I know is that I need to try.
Bill, you made one mistake.
Just one.
Right now, only one matters.
You don't need to ask us for a chance. You're forgetting something critical.
We're dead, boy! You don't need our approval to do anything.
I might not be a lawyer. That was hard. I might not be a lawyer. But even I can tell that this trial never had any legal sense.
We're here only because you wanted us to be. We're questioning you only because you feel you deserve it. You put yourself on trial. Or did you really think you were a spirit medium?
No, I was fully aware. I needed to convince myself that what I'm doing makes sense. Prove that I've got a good reason to dig up your graves. But there's nothing. Just a wavering hope that's barely staying alive. And yet Coffee came along with me. She's probably about as desperate as me. Or she might be smart enough to see something I don't. Smack. In any case, no matter how long I speak with you, with myself, I won't reach any answers if I don't try. Oh? But I think that I feel a bit better. Venting some frustrations was all I needed, I guess. I like this bit. No, something's changed. I can't put it into words. But now I feel like I can face anything that happens. In the end, I can't fix my past mistakes. I failed my one and only friend, and now I failed those who died. As a hero, I'm worse than a bad imitation. But that doesn't mean I have to give up on my life and Coffee's. If I can't be like him, I'll just find another path and keep walking forward. Is that a good conclusion? Is this yet another attempt at running away from reality? No. I know this might end in failure, but my goal isn't a far-off dream anymore. I'm done with looking back at the past and my regrets. I'll face poker and I'll win. I'll save Coffee and anyone else I can. Otherwise, I'll use my life. Barely a second had passed since he'd stepped into the bathroom. That scene had only happened in his head, and yet he felt different.
Bill?
He opened his eyes. I'm fine. Better than before, at least. Follow me, or stay here and keep watch, up to you. Without hesitation, he walked up to cubicle. He walked up to the cubicle which contained the first victim's body, Jin. This time he looked straight ahead. His heart still ached, making it harder, but he withstood the pain. At a first glance, nothing seemed to have changed. He couldn't be completely sure, however, being the first time he'd seen her since her death. Coffee's hesitant footsteps approached from behind him.
There's no need to keep watch. Nobody will come.
You didn't need to force yourself.
We're allies, aren't we?
We are. He crouched in front of the body. Still no barman in sight, but there's something sticking out of her jacket. Inside a pocket.
Yes, there's no mistaking that shape.
He opened it, put his hand inside, and here it is. Just as they'd surmised. A barman. He took it out and stored it in one of his own pockets, making sure he wouldn't mistake it for his own. Let's leave this place.
Yes, the sooner the better.
Though her voice was trembling, Coffee stood at his side, steady and without closing her eyes, same as him. It wasn't a matter of proving their courage. Nobody was judging them. It was an unnecessary gesture, but all the more laudable because of that. They both headed back to the exit. They'd been cautious, moving slowly during their search despite wanting to get it done as quickly as possible. Neither of them could explain why. One more step and he would be out, never to return here again. Oh. What do we do here? Turn around. Maybe I should save it, I don't know. Turn around. Leave or turn around? Turn around. What's this gonna do? Why? To show his respects to the fallen. Did he feel a sense of obligation? Was it on instinct? To punish himself? Bill felt like those could have been the possible reasons a few minutes ago. However, what he felt at that moment was different. They weren't simply strangers or fellow victims of a kidnapping anymore. That would most likely be the last time he'd ever see those three people. He needed to say goodbye.
Bill.
Sorry,
You don't need to explain. I would tell you to take your time, but unfortunately we don't have much time left.
I know. It won't take long. Wait outside. What's he gonna do? He wanted to be alone for this.
Okay.
He didn't know in which cubicle they'd been left, but they weren't hard to find. Lime. Oh, there she is. My Lime. His farewells weren't spoken aloud. He was somewhat neutral when it came to spirituality, neither believing in ghosts nor denying their possible existence. Regardless, words weren't needed. Just being there in front of them was one last time was more meaningful than anything he could say. He'd willingly buried in his memories the names and faces of the people that had shaped his childhood due to the pain it caused him to remember them. He wouldn't make that mistake with them. Even if he didn't know their real names, the fake ones he'd known them as had taken a life of their own, like Lime had said. How ironic. Barely 10 minutes prior, he'd been terrified of coming back there. Now he didn't want to leave. However, the game wouldn't wait for him. He had to return and finish it. Oh, okay, and we're back out. After a couple of minutes calming down, they finally sat down on the bench and Bill took out the barman. At first glance, nothing appeared out of place. It was a regular barman, same as the rest. The rules forbid them from turning on the screen to check, but it had to be Jin's, no doubts about it. This only proves that either Poker or someone else hid it and later put it back in its place. Maybe finding it didn't really change anything. Uh-oh.
Don't give up so soon. Give it to me.
He extended his hand towards Coffee, but before she could grab it... Oh?
That's...
Before their eyes, the big secret they'd been looking for revealed itself. It was small. Small enough to be easy to miss in most situations. A slit on the upper part of the barman. Is it a SD card? Slot. What is it? They immediately took out theirs and checked the same area. As expected, they didn't find anything like it. Oh. What? Not noticing something like that after 8 hours would be strange. Why does Jin's have this? What does it mean? Does it mean that hers is chargeable?
Wait.
Coffee put her face closer to her barman. Holding it with both hands, she tried to meticulously check the device's borders. It looked as if her eyes were almost grazing it. Oh, you can take it out.
Now I feel dumb.
What?
Look closer.
Mimicking her, he moved his face closer. Doing so without casting a shadow was hard, but by rotating the barman slightly, he managed to illuminate it. A black surface, no hole or opening anywhere to be.
There it is.
A flash of light gave it away. There was something concealed on the same spot as the slit in Jin's barman. He put his finger on it. Touching it didn't do much, but moving it slightly through the surface confirmed his suspicions.
Did you notice?
Yes, it's a... sticker?
I think so. A black sticker. And if we use our nails to take it out...
My nails might not be up to that task.
I'll take care of it.
Coffee started scratching the borders of the sticker on her barman.
It's really well stuck, but...
With some effort, little by little, it began to peel away, revealing its true form and what it hid beneath. They expected to find an identical slit. But the truth that awaited them was much more shocking. Shocking, yet very logical. It was a feature one would find in any similar device, but it hadn't crossed their minds at any point. It wasn't just a slit. It was a slot, and resting inside of it was a very tiny card. Wait, is it safe to remove it?
I wasn't going to. It must contain the barman's data, and by data I don't mean the game's data, but...
all the barman's information, right? All our messages, notes, our rules?
Possibly. And the absence of a card like it on Jin's barman is very meaningful.
Somebody discovered the slot's existence and stole the card. Suddenly, he had an idea. It was just a theory, but it could be ascertained right then and there. Plus, it was the logical conclusion of that discovery. This is pretty risky, but if we take out our cards and exchange them... Before he could finish speaking, Coffee tapped her card, making it come out and grabbed it. What?
I know I said I wasn't planning on it, but I like your idea. The rules don't mention this at all, so it should be safe.
Imagine if it wasn't. I'm not sure if we should put so much trust in our kidnapper.
It was your idea.
You didn't even let me finish my thought. Do I need to explain it? You know where I was going, right?
I thought you wanted to finish explaining your theory.
Before things got worse, and because they were pressed on time, he extended his barman towards her.
Huh?
Nails.
Right, I'll take care of it.
With both slots out in the open, and both cards extracted, before going any further they tried turning on the screens. Nothing seemed to have changed. Everything was exactly as it was before. Were we wrong? They must have an internal storage. In that case, these cards must contain something else. Or they could be a backup. If they're a backup... Unable to wait any longer, Bill inserted Coffee's card into his barman. And then... Switch. Oh. Switch. I become Coffee. The feeling of cold sweat pouring out hit him with the same force of hang on a second. The feeling of cold sweat poured out hit him with the same force as the realization of what that meant. Judging by Coffee's shocked reaction, she'd done the same. Under no circumstances can a player look intentionally at the screen of another barman while it's on. Show their own screen while it's turned on to another player. Oh shit. Under no circumstances can a player look intentionally at the screen of another barman while it's on, show their own screen while it's turned on to another player. The core rules were clear on that, but sometimes the rules' omissions were the most important part. It's technically my screen. A legal loophole intentionally designed as part of the game and hidden away for those clever enough to find it. Yet the game's implications, while big, weren't what mattered most at that moment. Something else was much more pressing. Who? Someone had acquired an incredible advantage early on in the game. At the very least, they'd obtained the 3 pieces of data that Jim would have unlocked before her death. If that someone was Poker... Lime was Poker's second victim, Rule 10. He'd already killed his potential ally, so killing her didn't benefit him. In fact, it only helped all of us. Therefore, I doubt he knew what Lime's rule was. Is it possible that Jin's data didn't have any info on Rule 10? Even if it didn't, that data alongside his own should have been enough to figure out someone else's number. Lime's murder took place in the same hour you figured out mine, despite having less data. Maybe he just got unlucky. I mean, if it wasn't him, who did it? Anyone could have stolen it. Not really. Forget the data and think about the opportunity. Who had the chance to take the barman? Aside from the killer himself, that would be... well, Cocktail maybe? Who else? Could it be that? No, but... I have a theory, maybe the same one as you. If it's correct, it could change our understanding of this game so far. However, even if that's the case, that doesn't change our situation. We're still in trouble. We can't afford to focus on this anymore. Time's running short, and solving this mystery won't save us. Those words pulled him back to reality as opposed to darts. The truth had never been his goal, only a path to his real target. Right, but what do we have left? What can we do? And I guess we'll find out next time on Borderline Games. What can we do next time on Borderline Games? Thank you so much for watching this episode of Beyond Our Rule Ripper, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening together. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.